Hello and welcome back in, everybody. Today we are going to be doing another PvP guide, and we're going to be doing it for one of my favorite Umas in the game, TM Opera O. So you can realistically train her as a medium distance runner or a long distance runner, depending on what type of sparks you have. You could get her up as a mile or a sprinter, but those would be rather difficult given their base levels are at E and G. She's a pace and late surger by default. And we today are going to be training her as a medium distance runner that is using the style of a late surger. The reason I like using late surger over pace chaser is late surger reserves a bit of stamina, meaning that even if our stamina ends up being a little bit low, we can still pull off a distant run with TM Opera O in team trials. So, to break down her stats, she has a 20% increase in her stamina, which is fantastic since we are going to want to get that stamina up as high as possible, and a 10% in wit. So we are going to build our legacy characters and our support cards based around the fact that she does not have a speed bonus. So we're going to need to increase the speed via legacy characters and support cards, while also making sure we're putting enough into stamina and strength at the same time. Her inherited skills are this dance is Vittoria, which increases velocity with Royal Brilliance when positioned toward the front and close to the runner ahead or behind on the final corner or later. So this is ideal since we're going to be running her as a late surger. As she passes that final corner, she's going to start catching up and get in that position, which is going to be very, very important that we have that speed up to make sure she can close that distance and activate her ultimate. So let's go ahead and move on to our legacy characters. We are going to be using a guest Uma here, and I'm going to want one that provides a good speed bonus and a good stamina bonus. So I will be borrowing this Maruzensky. She comes from a friend who I am using. Hopefully we'll be able to use 15 here pretty soon, but we shall see. We got 4 front runner sparks, 1 medium spark, but we have 3 stamina, 6 stamina sparks, and 3 speed sparks. So overall, a pretty solid build. I would have liked to have a bit more medium sparks sprinkled in there since we're going to be training her for medium. That being said, it's very unlikely that anybody has just an abundance of perfect legacy Umas to choose from. So in this case, we will be using just the ones that we have access to. For the Uma that we're going to be using, I'm going to be choosing, if I can find her, my Saiyan Sky. Now, she does have 2 inherited wit sparks, so we're putting 12 into wit. However, we get 21 in stamina and 21 in power, which is going to be nice since we don't have any power increases either. So having a 21 in each is going to kind of even out the stats. Naturally, power will be lower, but getting those legacy inspirations to throw some points into it is going to help keeping our stats a little bit more even for what our final goal is. So now time to move on to our support cards. We are going to be using a level 50 Kitasen Black as per usual. I have a Aishin Flash here that is maxed out. And then I also am going to be using my King Halo, who has a special priority of 60, which is phenomenal. For our other support cards, I am going to be using a Mayano Top Gun, which I have here. I believe I can actually level her up to 45 real quick, so let's do that. With an additional 1 skill point bonus. And then we will also be using our 1 unlock Super Creek. I'm going to throw my Daiwa Scarlet in there, as well as using her to get mood ups and energy recoveries is going to be super beneficial. Now, we are aiming for a team trials run, so if you have them available, I highly recommend borrowing Akita Black and using a Super Creek so that we can work towards getting Professor of Curvature and Swinging Maestro. The other cards that I have here are just the ones that I have that are going to provide the best stat bonuses. I'm not super worried about skills. I do like that Top Gun has straightaway recovery. We might end up purchasing that by the end of the career, but we'll see, because ultimately getting the stats up is going to be the #1 focus of this run. Now let's get started. So first of all, we are going to want to work on our friendship bonuses, and if we can get them to land on stamina, that's even better. Getting that up early is going to be great, but more importantly, getting these speed cards maxed as quickly as possible is going to be our main focus. With a 0% increase on speed, we're going to want to get those up so we can do our rainbow training and really start packing on those speed points. There comes the director. We're going to do a wit here to get our energy back up a little bit and also increase our Top Gun friendship. We got pretty decent energy. Our mood is still normal. We'll do the speed events here. That way we can get some free speed, not have to worry too much about whether or not our speed is going to ultimately be where we want it at. Naturally, for PvP, you're going to want to max speed. I don't know if we'll do it this run. I have done it with TM Opera using this exact same build, but RNG does play quite a big factor. So, you know, it's a roll of the dice every once in a while, but we can keep going until we get the build that we want. Excellent. We got a fantastic 4-stack on speed there. And the die with Scarlet is going to give us a wit bonus. We got another 7 points for the triple stack. So we got 2 more turns. This is going to go into stamina. And our Kitos in Black is already in green training. Unfortunately, right there, we're not going to risk a 50%. We don't want to kill the run by getting a debuff this early on. So what else do we have here? It looks like we're going to do a speed with Kitos in Black Top Gun here. Top Gun and Super Creek are going to be our most difficult trainees to get up their support card friendships with. That being said, it will kind of even out by the end game, so we're not too worried about it. Once again, we'll do Top Gun and Kitos in Black. That should give us plenty of stats to finish in first place for our junior debut. And excellent, we got a little bit there that gave us a bit of energy back, which is going to be very useful. Any additional bonuses in energy that we can get is going to help us a long way. So we did switch ourselves to a front runner for that first race. After that, we will be going in as a late surger. Now we might switch things up. We do have the inheritance from Saiyan Skies, so we got the A rank in front runner. If we get S rank in front runner, maybe we'll switch this over to a front runner. But for the time being, given that it is a longer distance runner, we're going to be switching over to late surger. Double speed on power, and that's going to give us a bit of a stamina boost there as well. Let's pop over to races to confirm which one we're going to do to get our 3850 fans. I cannot remember. Does she have... Okay, I'm not seeing the Hopeful Stakes. Oh, there it is. Okay, we're going to schedule the Hopeful Stakes. We'll go back. I love this new schedule feature here. Phenomenal. Makes everything so much easier. I'm going to do a power training there. We do want our power level to go up a bit as well. We're going to put that into stamina. And low energy, so let's do a wit and get King Halo up. I believe she's our lowest ranked speed card at the moment, but fear not, we will ultimately end up getting that evened out. Throw this into Daiwa. If we can do training instead of resting, that is going to be our top priority. Now, power. Excellent. Remember, we do not have a power buff with her like we do with stamina and wit, so it's important that we are putting some points into power as well as speed, speed naturally being the more important of the two. This will go into stamina, work on Top Gun and Aishin Flash. Now, this time we very well may take a rest here. Yep, we're going to take a rest. Plus 50, looking good. This event's going to go by and give us some stamina as well. So we do not have anything extra phenomenal, so this is going to go into stamina. Work on Super Creek here. Now we can get 30 energy or risk slow metabolism. I am going to risk slow metabolism because that is a really good event. 30 energy is too good to pass up. We're going to throw this into King Halo. don't want our speed falling behind, as we are going to need that for the hopeful stakes. As of right now, our stamina is enough for the hopeful stakes at 342. And we can do another speed for our Aishin Flash to get up into that rainbow training with Kitasen Black. And now we also have a very good run with King Halo there. She's super close. And we can do the rainbow training here. And now all three of our speed cards are exactly where we want them. And we have our hopeful stakes raised. 2,000 meter. It is a medium track, which we have an A aptitude in. We're going to throw ourselves out to a late surger, and this should be an easy win. There are all of our fans that we need to continue this career. And we're going to go with the bottom option. Hopefully we get -5. Yes, -5. Excellent. That didn't drain us completely. And we're going to get our energy back by doing the castle dialogue option there. And that maxed out our energy. So we'll throw this into power for Top Gun. We're not too focused on getting our wit cards up like Die with Scarlet. The main focus right now is going to be getting those 2 stamina cards up while also training our speed appropriately. Nothing good here, so we're just going to do a speed. We can work on the reporter and get additional points there as well. Plus, getting that speed level up is massive. We'll do a wit here for Top Gun. We don't really need our wit anywhere above 450. So if we can avoid training wit and make sure that we are putting those points into speed and stamina, that is going to be our biggest focus for the time being. There's a good stamina training with Top Gun. And she's almost up to rainbow training. Super Creek, as I predicted, is the furthest one behind at the moment, but that's okay. She'll get there by mid-game. And a double speed stack before the Satsuki show. Cloudy Days skills, always nice to have options, but it's not really one we're probably going to purchase. And here comes our inspiration with our Saiyan Sky and our Baruzensky. So 66 power, or 66 stamina, 22 power, 22 speed. Not the best we could have gotten, I believe. However, it is a pretty good split. Should be another first place. Ooh, a 5th place. That is actually rather interesting. Our stats were looking good, but that's okay. Could have just been an RNG thing. We will continue to train as we have been. Like I said, I've done lots of careers with TM Opera. Very rarely have I landed in a late placing like that, so we're not worrying about it right now. Nothing on wit with low energy, so we're going to take a rest and throw that into speed. Here comes a King Halo event. We'll get 15 skill points. The Japanese Derby is on the longer end of the races. However, our stamina is looking decent, so we're actually going to go ahead and buy Professor of Curvature now. This should allow us to keep a lead. And our stamina, if we double check here, whether it's going to show up as low for the average, it is a little low, so we'll keep ourselves as a late surger. And another 5th place, but that's more than enough to get us through the race. So we're going to continue on. 44 skill points. Excellent. And now we have 13 turns before the Arima Keenan. And then after that is the dreaded Spring Tenno show. Let's do the double speed here. And that's a good time to do a wit and get Top Gun up to rainbow training. And we are officially at the beach training. So we don't really have anything good. This is going to be one of those few times that we actually try to rest and recover here, just to make sure that our points are going where we want them. We'll work on Super Creek here. And ideally, we'll get a good speed one. Okay, a 31. Not fantastic, but also not bad. Dialogue option, we're going to throw those stats into power. We'll choose Special Week, the top option always for power. And we don't need 31, so let's actually do the speed training again. Work on that Super Creek, and there's straight away recovery. So that is a skill we will purchase before the Arima Keenan if we don't manage to land our swinging Maestro. We got a double speed. almost up to B in our speed, and we did hit level 4, which is going to carry us a long way. That will go into power. And time for a rest. Energy power. Nope, we'll put it into speed. Don't want to lose any energy here. And we can throw that into stamina for Super Creek. We got 5 turns before the Arima Keenan. We do need to make up some of our fans here for our couple of 5th place races. So we will do the Shuka Show. We need 7,000 fans. Our stats are looking good. There's our first place, as I have been expecting. We got the 16,000 fans, more than enough. Hopefully we'll get another -5. Excellent, another -5. It's a roll of the dice, so we're happy when it happens. Time for a speed training with Super Creek. Still have our great mood. I'm actually going to take a rest here to see if we can't get a good stamina training before the Arima Keenan. That was our second. Oh. I forgot I had that overlay on. Well, anyways, thank you. Thank you for subscribing, guys. Yeah, how wonderful. I appreciate it. I did not realize I had that overlay on, but yeah, I'll keep it in the video. I will go ahead and turn the alert box off, however, just in case that continues. I guess that happens when you have it synced. That's funny. Well, yeah, appreciate it. Awesome. Thanks a lot, guys. And there's another speed training. We did not get the last Super Creek event in order to get Swinging Maestro, so we're going to go in and buy straight away recovery. If we scroll down here, straight away recovery is a very helpful skill. And then we are not going to be buying that Pace Chaser skill, so we're going to leave that for now. We should be okay for the Arima Keenan, even though it is a 2,500 meter race. Late Surger should compensate for that. Excellent. There we go. 2 lengths over Grass Wonder. And the future's looking bright from here on out. We do have the Tenno show coming up, but hopefully we will hit that 3rd Super Creek event. Give us Swinging Maestro, Super Creek. Give us Swinging Maestro. That's an order. Top Gun hasn't really given us any rainbow training. Oh my god. Dude, I swear to God, I just get a lot of hot spring tickets. I will not fail it this time. Hot spring tickets. I'm putting a note on my phone so I don't forget, because I have skipped through so many hot spring events. All right, let's do the trading. Excellent. We got another double stack with Super Creek, and then we are looking solid. So we can do a stamina. We're going to need... Oh, why did it do it that turn? A 54 on stamina that we have to miss. That is a bummer, but that's okay. That is okay. We're going to do a wit training, get some of that energy back. Here comes our inspiration for our stamina, speed, and power. $60, $16, $19. Not bad. Not bad. We're happy with that. Get through all this event. This dance is for Victoria. And now we got a speed here for 29. That'll put us up to an A speed for the Tenno Show Spring. And I don't believe, unless it happened while I was looking away at those notifications, I don't believe we got Swinging Maestro. Well, that is a bummer. That is a bummer, but we are actually going... Take a look here. We recover endurance. Excellent. Kiss for courage. Inherited skills are always lovely, and we are going to be passing runners late race. So we'll keep ourselves as a late surger. I'm a little nervous right now, not because of the race, but because we have a big storm here right now, and the power keeps on flickering, and I believe I'm saving an MP4 format instead of MKV, so if my computer powers off, I'm pretty sure I lose this footage. So if you're seeing this video, just know the power stayed on. All right, moving on next. 3 turns before the Takarazuka Kinen. Max energy went up. Lovely. We'll take the stamina here. And then we will take a rest, as that's going to lower energy a little bit more than we would like for it to. Plus 5 energy is not really all that great. So let's do a rest. Give us 70, 50. Not bad. We are headed into beach training. I will give this a little power tease here. Want to make sure we keep those even, and our stamina is up to a B. We're going to throw this into speed. And this is our race day. I can't believe that we haven't hit that 3rd event with Super Creek. Another first place. Like I said, these races are good. I think we just had some awful luck of the rolls and the earlier 2 races. So we did lose 1 turn because of that, unfortunately. But that is okay because we can make up for it with our phenomenal training abilities. Let's go. The double speed there. We may have to rest. Oh, why are you doing this to me? We get the 50 on stamina while I'm... Okay, we can do a speed training there. 50 on stamina while I have low energy. The brutality. Speed training. Excellent. Our speed is on a good course here. We do still want our stamina up a little bit, but keep in mind we did ruin a turn by not having enough fans. And if we did the same career path with the same choices over again, I don't believe that would be a problem. Throw it into speed. And we'll get a little bit of our energy back here. And let's get the increased friendship with Super Creek here. 22, 20, 22. Nope, we're going to throw that into speed as per usual. Almost up to S rank speed. Plus 10 stamina. There's our swinging maestro. Better late than never. We'll do a wit training since we have pretty decent energy, but I also don't want to do a non-rainbow training just in case we got something good, which we did not, unfortunately, but we're going to throw this into stamina here. And we'll get at least 50, around 50 points. Ooh, the mood down right there is brutal. But we'll get at least around 50 points going in and through the URA finals. So at minimum, our speed is going to be at a 1050. Stamina will be around a 700. Power around a 700. Wit around a 450. So every training that we do now and through the rest of the career is just going to increase those numbers. And yeah, I guess technically that's always the case, but you know what I mean. It gives us a big mental image of where our final stats could potentially be at the end of this career. 1 turn before the Yurima Keenan. Unfortunately, we got hit with that brutal mood down right at the end there. And I'd rather have... Oh, that's a hard one. Just don't give us... No, we're going to have to rest. I'd rather have turns than have the mood at this point, because we might get hit with a mood up. Level 4, not bad. This should be a breeze for us. Our stats are looking phenomenal. Says we have low stamina, but remember that is an average out of the Umas. I don't believe it. Plus 3s, excellent. And we'll have 3 trainings. URA finals. We're going to do speed training. Oh, and it would be so much higher too if our mood didn't get just absolutely savaged right at the end of that of the goals there. That is rough stuff. But, you know, it's RNG. We'll do 20 more run-throughs with her, get a perfect character, and be all good from there. 24. We're going to throw this into stamina. And there's a win. Excellent. By 2 lengths at the 2,000 meter Kyoto turf. And we'll do one more stamina, which she failed. Of course she failed. Why wouldn't she fail, guys? Moved down to bad, so we might actually have to redo this race. We did get a little shafted with the RNG at the end there. Still got first, but overall it was a relatively good run. I'm very happy with the way that turned out. Let's get all of our final points. Ten skill points, director's fan, and the +5. God, I'd forget. I almost forgot. I love Tia Bop Rose so much, damn it. And there we have it. That is the... Oh, I can't even click a button. That is the end of this career and this PvP guide. Let's go ahead and assign some of these stats. So we have A front, A pace, A late, A medium, and A long. We aren't going to be using her as a front runner in this case, so I'm not going to buy angling and scheming. We are going to take a look here. I will buy deep breaths to make up for a little bit of our lack in stamina. And then we'll get homestretch burst, and then also nimble navigator. And for our last 91 points, we can throw her into the, let's see, maybe non-standard distance. Depending on what races we put her in, that could be extremely beneficial. Otherwise, it won't really take much effect. So let's complete this career. Should be a B plus, I believe. Yep. Very close to an A here. 2 speed sparks and 2 long sparks. So anyways, we did get a little unlucky with those first original few races after the Japanese Derby, and I believe it was the Satsuki show. That means that we had to waste 1 turn. That being said, these stats are pretty much a perfect breakdown of what I would be aiming for if we had just gotten a little bit luckier with our training sparks, and not had that move down at the end as well. I would have tried to max out speed and maybe got 80 more points into stamina, which with this build and a little bit more luck should be absolutely achievable to make her a medium distance runner. So anyways, I'd like to thank you all for checking out the video. I'd like to thank Cock-Ochi's Foods and Eulacia for subscribing during the video and having those notifications come on screen. I'll leave those up for the appreciation. And yeah, if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for all future content. Have a great day. Bye-bye.